Hi guys, welcome to video 5. Yesterday we talked all about documentary versus lifestyle photography and kind of how to get your kids in a place where you're going to be getting good light and good angles and things like that on your photos. Today we're going to talk specifically about angles and framing and how that really makes an image. Changing up your angles and framing makes a huge difference and can really dramatically improve your photos. Okay, so let me tell you a little backstory. For the first 6 or 7 years of my career, I was a wedding photographer here in Utah. Now in Utah, most people are Mormon and most of them get married in the temples here. So there are like 6 locations that I did probably 85% of my weddings at. I've shot over 500 weddings in my career. I bet over 80% of them, easily over 80%, have been at one of 6 locations. And let me tell you, they are beautiful buildings with beautiful landscaping, but you get real tired of shooting the same place over and over and over. Especially when I was shooting like 40 or 45 weddings a year, it just got really old. And after a while, I found that I was taking the same photos of every couple in the same place, exactly the same framing. I just kind of had a system that worked and I could do it in my sleep. I was so accustomed to it. I would go to the exact same places every way around and done. And every client's gallery looked exactly the same, except the faces were different. They were all so similar. I got really tired of it and I was starting to feel a little bit burnt out. So one day I decided just to change it up. I was gonna go, instead of going clockwise around the building, I was gonna counterclockwise. And all of a sudden, I was seeing this place that I was at this place like, I don't know, 20 times a year, shooting at this place 20 times a year. And all of a sudden I was seeing it with brand new eyes and I was getting new shots and I was so excited. This couple ended up with probably double the amount of photos that I typically gave a couple, simply because I was feeling so creative and so inspired and so excited about what I was creating. And that's how I want you to feel after watching today's video. To sum up that whole story, I want you to change your perspective. Now, we are used to standing with our cell phones, seeing our kids playing on the playground and being like, oh, so cute, take a photo. Oh, so cute, take a photo. That angle, this hold your phone up by your face and take a shot from your angle, that is literally the most boring, the most repetitive, the most blah angle you could take a photo from. So let me give you some practical tips and some specific examples of things that you can do to change your perspective. Okay, the first one is getting down on eye level with your child. This works so well, especially if you have a baby or a toddler that's down on the floor a lot. Getting down on their level so you're seeing what they're seeing, getting down on the same level as your child really changes and gives you a unique perspective and makes for a way more interesting photo. The next tip is to get way above your subjects. So this one works great in a variety of situations, but I love getting up high, standing up on something so that I'm shooting from way above and getting a totally different angle. This works great if your kids are coloring. This works great. I mean, honestly, so many different options for this type of angle, but it changes things so much and can produce such a different image. Okay, another fun way to really exaggerate the look of your image is to shoot from below, kind of shooting up. Now, this is not the most flattering angle, so especially if you're taking photos of adults, this is probably one you're gonna wanna avoid, but kids look cute all the time. So sometimes I like to use this angle if I'm really wanting to exaggerate like how big the trees around us are, or the size of the playground, or how little my child is. By getting down and kind of shooting upward, I'm really getting an exaggerated and unique angle and view of what's happening. Another fun thing you can do to change things up is to put something in the foreground of your image. I do this all the time when I'm shooting outside, but I'll have like a bush or a flower or something in one of the bottom corners that kind of frames the image and brings your eye inward towards the subject. Okay, another one is to shoot upside down. Whether I am personally turning my camera upside down and taking a shot, or I'm personally hanging upside down, or my subject is like hanging upside down off the back of the couch, or hanging from their knees down from like monkey bars or something like that, that is just going to give you a different look. That's totally like a unique change. And so that's kind of a fun way to shoot sometimes. Okay, the rule of thirds is maybe one you've heard of, but it's a very common rule in photography. And it just means if you took your photo this way and divided it into three sections, so left, what is this for you? Right, center, left, and putting your subject in one of the thirds, this kind of naturally creates a more professional looking image. Having that empty space on the side of your subject makes the eye draw towards the subject and adds a little bit of interest and a little bit of intrigue to a photo that might otherwise not be that interesting. Another great way to change your perspective is to get detail shots. Sometimes you might want to see the whole scene or see like a close-up of your kid's face, but sometimes a really great shot can be achieved if I'm just zoomed in on their little hands, or zoomed in on their eyelashes, or zoomed in another way. You can do this just with a regular lens, or I do talk on my Instagram quite often about extension tubes, which you can get on Amazon for like less than $15. You can attach that to your lens and then you manually focus, and it will turn any lens you have into a macro lens. So if you want more information on that, message me, but that's a great way to get really close-up detail shots. And then my last specific example is to shoot from really far away to really emphasize the scenery. Have your subject really small so it looks like more of a scenery shot, but you've got a person in there to give that human element and that human interest. I love doing this when the scenery is just spectacular or things like that. This is just a fun way to like change things up a little bit so you don't always have the exact same shot. Okay, so today for your homework, I want you to try playing around with your angle and your framing. I want you to do something totally out of the box that you've never tried before, or you've never tried before successfully. Go ahead and post that in our private Facebook group and tell me what you did to achieve the look that you got. I'm so excited to see what you create because I promise you, this really is the lesson that creates such a dramatic change for people. That change of perspective honestly makes a world of difference. So I cannot wait to see what you produce, and I will see you later. Bye.